Good morning, class. For today's discussion, we're going to look at common health complaints. And in front of you for our activity, we have four types of common health complaints displayed there. What are they?
Cold,
So we have the cold,
a backache,
a backache,
stomach ache.
stomach ache,
and a headache.
and a headache. And which ones have you had this year?
I've had a cough and a headache.
A cough and a headache. And since we're looking at common complaints and their remedies, what do you use for your cough?
For my cough, since I don't want to get sick, I use Advil.
Okay, so you take medication, Advil. Okay. And for you, your partner, which ones do you have of the four common complaints?
I take natural remedy for my stomach.
Okay, so what is one ingredient of the natural remedy for your stomach? So stomach ache.
Yeah. I just take garlic.
Okay, so garlic is used as a common remedy. And so, in looking at common complaints, we're going to move over into the grammar component of the study practice. And so, we're looking at, for this portion, modal verbs. And what exactly are modal verbs? And so, modal verbs are a type of auxiliary or helping verb that is used to either express ability, possibility, permission, or obligation. And here are the list of modal verbs, and you want to write these down. So can, could, to be able to, may, might, should, shall, must, have to, will, and would. So you have those five categories of modal verbs. Some modal verbs are used to ask for permission or to give permission. So for example, can plus the subject and the base. So can I help you? So that is asked to give permission. Other time, modal verb are actually used to make a suggestion. So for example, could I suggest that you see the doctor for that dry cough? That is a modal verb, could. Modal verb are also used for formal permission or formal prohibition. For example, may. You may take Tylenol for that fever. That is a formal permission. Or it could be for a prohibition. You may not drink any alcohol with this medication. And so that is also the use of modal verb. Modal verbs could also be used to make a polite request. So, may I help you? And chances are when you're sick and you go to the pharmacy, the pharmacists usually say that to you. How can I help you? May I help you? Modal verb is also used to offer assistance. Should I try putting on an eating pad on my backache? So there you have should essentially being used. And the answer, yes, that should work. And so to practice the modal verbs, you do have in front of you, you'll have work in your groups of, with your pair. And here you have 10 questions that you have had some time to look at. And so here you are looking at the modal verbs might, must, should, may, can, and could. And as you read the 10 questions, or the 10 sentences rather, I want you to see what modal verbs you have inserted. And so we'll start with group 1, which is Miles and Warren. So group 1, read your sentence and let's look to see what modal verb of the 5 listed you have put in there.
Nancy said, "You didn't need to buy her anything for a headache, but I really think you should. At least get some flowers or a nice bottle of wine."
Okay, so the modal verb used in that sentence is should. So should. Number 2.
Debbie said she was really sick this week, but I think she might show up at the party if she feels better by Friday.
And what modal verb is actually used there?
Might.
Okay, number 3.
Nina said she would come over right after the doctor's visit, so she should be here by 6 o'clock.
And what is the modal verb there?
Should.
Okay, number 4.
Oh my God. He's unconscious. Don't move him. He might have internal injuries. Somebody call an ambulance.
And what is the modal verb there?
Might.
Okay, number 5.
You must be kidding. I cannot believe that Mike is in the hospital.
And what modal verb did we use there?
Must.
Dan, where's the aspirin? I want to take 2 pills for my headache.
Okay, continue.
Fiona responded, I don't know. It might be in the medicine cabinet. I'll check in there.
And what is the modal verb in that sentence?
Might.
Okay, and number 7, the last one.
New research suggests that exercise can reduce the chance of heart disease as well as cancer. That's why I told my father that he should start walking once a day.
And the modal verb in that final one is?
Should.
So it should. And you guys have done very, very well. And so just remember that modal verbs are actually used to express ability, possibility, expression, and obligation. And so we will continue to review these as we go through a series of exercises in future classes. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.